Physical controls. Physical controls of 7.1. A 7.1 physical security perimeters. Security perimeters shall be defined and used to protect areas that contain information and other associated assets. Physical controls of 7.1. A 7.1 physical security perimeters. Security perimeters shall be defined and used to protect areas that contain information and other associated assets. Physical controls of 7.1. To audit. First, review physical security policies and procedures. Ensure a documented policy defines physical security perimeters, detailing protected areas, e.g., server rooms, data centers. Verify that the policy specifies criteria for identifying sensitive or critical areas based on the value of information or assets. Physical controls of 7.1. To audit. 2. Identify and define physical security perimeters. Confirm that physical perimeters are clearly defined and mapped for areas containing sensitive information or assets. Ensure that restricted or secure areas are properly labeled or marked. Physical controls of 7.1. To audit. Third, assess access control measures for physical perimeters. Verify the implementation of access controls, e.g., locked doors, biometric systems at perimeter boundaries. Ensure only authorized personnel have access to critical areas with proper verification processes, e.g. visitor logs. Physical controls of 7.1. To audit. Fourth, review surveillance and monitoring systems. Check for the presence of surveillance systems, e.g. CCTV, motion detectors. Monitoring sensitive areas. Assess the effectiveness of surveillance coverage, ensuring minimal blind spots and secure footage storage. Physical controls of 7.1. To audit. Fifth, monitor compliance and continuous improvement. Ensure the organization conducts internal audits or self-assessments to monitor compliance with physical security perimeter policies. Review security incidents and improvements to physical security measures based on audit findings, new threats, or technologies. Physical controls of 7.2. A 7.2 physical entry. Secure areas shall be protected by appropriate entry controls and access points. Physical controls of 7.2. To audit. First, review physical access control policies and procedures. Ensure there is a formal policy defining who is authorized to access secure areas and the types of entry control mechanisms used, e.g., key cards, biometric systems. Verify the policy includes visitor and contractor access procedures for secure areas and specifies access levels based on roles. Physical controls of 7.2. To audit. 2. Assess the physical access control mechanisms. Check that appropriate entry control mechanisms, e.g., card readers, biometric scanners, physical locks, are in place to secure access points. Ensure these mechanisms are robust enough to prevent unauthorized access and cannot be easily bypassed. Physical controls of 7.2. To audit. Third, review access control levels and restrictions. Verify that the entry control system enforces role-based access and differentiates between various levels of access, e.g., restricted versus general access. Ensure that access is based on the need-to-know principle, with higher security areas having more restricted and monitored access. Physical controls of 7.2. To audit. Fourth, assess visitor access control procedures. Confirm that visitor access to secure areas is controlled with sign-in procedures, temporary badges, and escorts by authorized personnel. Ensure that logbooks or electronic logs are maintained to track visitor access and that visitors sign confidentiality agreements if necessary. Physical controls of 7.2. To audit. Physical controls of 7.2. To audit. Fifth, monitor and audit access logs. Ensure that detailed access logs are maintained, including the identity, date, time, and purpose of access for all entry points. Verify that the logs are regularly reviewed by security teams, stored securely, and retained according to regulatory or internal policies. Physical controls of 7.3. A 7.3 securing offices, rooms, and facilities. Physical security for offices, rooms, and facilities shall be designed and implemented. Physical controls of 7.3. To audit, review physical security policies and procedures. Ensure there is a documented policy outlining security measures for different types of facilities, e.g., offices, server rooms, meeting rooms. Verify that the policy defines the criteria for determining which areas require higher protection based on sensitivity or asset value. Physical controls of 7.3. To audit, 2. Identify and define secured areas. Confirm that areas requiring physical security are clearly identified, such as offices with sensitive information or server rooms. Ensure these areas are marked as secure or restricted using signage or access control systems. Physical controls of 7.3. To audit, 3. Evaluate access control for secured areas. Review the access control measures for secured areas, such as physical barriers, electronic access systems, and visitor management procedures. Ensure role-based access controls are in place, granting access based on job responsibilities and logging all access attempts. Physical controls of 7.3. To audit, 4th, assess surveillance systems. Ensure that CCTV and other surveillance systems cover critical areas like entrances and sensitive zones, with footage securely stored for an appropriate period. Verify that surveillance systems are monitored by security personnel or automated alerts are triggered for suspicious activities. Physical controls of 7.3. To audit, 5th, monitor compliance and continuous improvement. Confirm that physical security policies are regularly reviewed and updated based on operational changes, emerging threats, or audit findings. Ensure the organization is committed to continuous improvement, incorporating lessons learned from incidents or weaknesses identified in audits.